Hi guys. Welcome back to my channel, the best place for who wants to be a better player in the global market. In this video, I'm showing how to start an import-export business from home. I think you are going to get some really good ideas. The possibilities are truly endless when it comes to building your business and be your own boss. So if you are excited about learning international trade, if you are excited about becoming a better player in the global market, make sure you hit that like button. It helps us get seen by more people here on YouTube. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. As humanity, we are going through difficult times. These days, the safest way for ourselves and our loved ones is to stay at home as much as possible. But while staying at home, we should also be able to earn money. So how can we do this? Import-export businesses can be very profitable in the long run. And the good news is that it doesn't take much to get started in this direction. If you are wondering about how to start an import-export business from home, this video should answer your most important questions. Even if the process itself is not a complicated one, it can be a challenging one if you don't know how to create it most beneficially. The best part of the entire process is that you can create such a business from the comfort of your home. It implies very little investment and not a lot of resources that work for the benefit of every beginner. But before we dive into a step-by-step plan to create your import-export business from home, here are some reasons to motivate you. But first, would you like me to open a blog about these topics and share the topics I have told in my videos with my freebie PDF? I am waiting for your thoughts on the comment block. What are the advantages of developing an import-export business from home? Once you get into international trading, you can reach an entirely new level of professional success. If you are familiar with trading activities, you will find it easier to start such an adventure. And even as a beginner, you can find all the right steps to take on your professional path as an importer or an exporter. Some start both these trading activities because one is strongly connected with the other. And it is hard to remain just on one side of the trading process, especially if you are trading with African countries. Getting into the import-export business, you can make a significant profit with low investment. And everything can be made from the comfort of your home. You can discover new export business opportunities every day and use them to improve your company. You also have the freedom to make your working schedule. But you have to consider that your working hours will depend a lot on your partner's hours. And if you are trading internationally, you might need to adjust to different time frames to maintain good communication with your importers and exporters. The good news is that if you develop such a business from home, you can also take time off whenever it is needed. Another advantage of developing such a business is that you will work with people from different parts of the world. It will make your activity a lot more interesting and less dull than any other domain. If you have good strategic skills, you might even discover new opportunities to adapt to and reach a lot of financial success. And other skills you need to succeed in this type of business experience in sales, marketing, and good communication. With such abilities, there is no need to fail in an import-export business from your home. Now all you need is the right information to get things going in a good direction. Many importers and exporters started by creating their import-export business from home and evolved to be successful business owners. Some of them even became investors in important countries such as those in Africa and developed or supported an entire industry. But to get to this level, you have to master the import-export process, and you can gain the experience you need by working from the comfort of your house. Steps on how to start an import-export business from home. 1. Choose your products. 2. Create a website. 3. Be active online and find partners to work with. 4. Take care of the paperwork. 5. Establish a shipment method. To start such an import-export business from home, you don't need much regarding resources. A computer connected to the internet and a good English level is all you need to start. English is the most used language when it comes to international trading, and you might have a hard time if you don't speak it at an intermediate level at least. But even if your English is not so good, there are translation programs to use in your favor. 1. Choose your products. Before paying attention to something else, analyze the type of products that you can trade. If you are planning to trade with African countries, you might have plenty of options to explore. And there are many new products that you can introduce to the African markets as well. You can export almost everything from rice to clothing and even electronics. And local African importers will be happy to help you and even guide you through the process. Once you identify the products that are in demand in a particular market, you will have to decide if you can trade that product or not, according to your possibilities. If all the research goes well, you will be able to move on to the next step and start developing your business. Also, keep in mind that when you choose your product, you can consider your long-term activity as well. Will you be able to stick with a certain product for a long? Or maybe you should test new ones to introduce into your target market? These questions can make the difference between a successful business and an unsuccessful one. Plus, when you research for products, you might also discover many import-export business ideas to develop your business. It is a good idea to consider the demographics of the country you plan to export goods to. It will help you estimate the number of goods that you can export and how much profit you can make. Don't be afraid to upgrade your business to new levels by importing or exporting new products now and then. Stay informed regarding the local demands in different countries and try your best to supply them with high-quality products. In African countries, local importers will guide you toward what the population needs, so it will be easier for you to identify new opportunities. You can always introduce a new product on the market by testing its potential with samples before exporting or importing a big cargo. Being able to identify new import-export opportunities will change the course of your business for the better, which is why it is important to follow your instinct as well. 2. Create your website. You can't exist in the import-export type of business if you don't invest in a well-built website. Your website will be the first impression that you make to potential new customers, and it is crucial to building it in a very attractive way. Luckily, nowadays, you can set up your website by using different platforms. Some of them are even free, or they offer you a free trial to enjoy until you afford to pay for a subscription. You can even start by building a blog or incorporate a blog section into your website. Whatever you choose, remember that your website has to include contact information and valuable content about your import-export business. You can also add a section of testimonials so old customers can leave a review and guide new ones toward your business. Many new potential clients will make their decision of collaborating with you or not based on your website. So you can easily win or lose clients through it. It should determine you to build a rich website and offer as much information as you find suitable. Any online export-import business should be based on a strong online campaign to support the offers and promote the entire set of products. Investing in some SEO might also help you reach new clients worldwide. For good SEO, the content and the keywords you incorporate into your website are very important. Research the most popular keywords in your niche and make them part of your articles. You can also hire an SEO company or a marketing company to make sure this part is covered professionally. And remember that these are details that can bring your import-export business to incredible success. 3. Be active online and find partners to work with. When you want to build an import-export business from home, being an active presence online is crucial. Try to access the forums and the portals that can offer you information and guidance regularly. Making new contacts in the import-export field is important. And the best way to do that is online, especially if your business is home-based. Online you can also find a lot of export business ideas to apply for your company. International trading is in constant change, and if you want to keep up with it, you need to stay involved in it. According to your type of business, you can join import or export forums and groups to find the information that you need. There are plenty of African importers looking online to find the best exporter to collaborate with. And the business goes the other way around as well. You can find many African exporters looking for foreign importers just like you. 4. Take care of the paperwork. Before you start activating as an importer or as an exporter, you will need to take care of some important documents. First of all, you will need an import-export business license to have a functional business. After you register your company with the authorities in your country of residence, ask about specific regulations to start international trading. These norms can differ from a country to another, and you might also need to check them with the country that you want to develop trade with. For instance, if you want to export goods to an African country, you will have to check the legal requirements to do so. There are also certain types of goods that might require specific paperwork during the import-export process. And these goods are also different from one country to another. A lawyer can help you with the details concerning such legal aspects of your business. But you have to stay alert and informed every time you start trading with a new country and adjust to the new requirements that might exist. The chances are that if you develop an import-export business from home, you will be in charge of more than one aspect of it. And while starting a business from home can be achievable, it does come with its challenges. 5. Establish a shipment method. After you have all your paperwork in order and you know what products you want to trade, you will have to focus on the details. The shipment method might not be a constant one for all your trades, but you need to be informed about all the options before making a decision. Some goods are imported or exported better by the sea while others are safer by air. Moreover, each country has different import-export options. For instance, most African countries can receive goods both by sea and by air, which is great for foreign exporters. To ship different goods to a certain country, you need to have a set of paperwork and certificates as well. Talk with your importer and get familiar with the shipment method that works best for your country of destination. The import-export business is a partnership between the importer and the exporter, and it is important to work as a team. If you neglect the shipment method, this can easily become a problem. And you have to establish your options even before you open your business to be prepared. If you postpone this concern until the last moment, you might not have time to set up all the details, and if delays appear, it can cost you a lot of funds. Also, make sure to have a section in your budget destined for shipping, since this is a sure part of your business. Startup costs. One of the catch-22s of being in business for yourself is that you need money to make money. In other words, you need startup funds. These costs range from less than $5,000 to more than $25,000 for the import-export business. You can start home-based, which means you won't need to worry about leasing office space. You don't need to purchase a lot of inventory, and you probably won't need employees. Your necessities will be a computer, printer, fax machine, and modem. If you already have these items, then you're off and running. Several of the traders we talked with started from ground zero. What they did have was a carefully built relationship with suppliers, and this valuable asset the company was able to get up and running. One of the many nifty things about an import-export business is that its startup costs are comparatively low. You have the advantage of home-based ability, which cuts office lease expenses down to nothing. Unless you're starting as a distributor, you can get away with purchasing no inventory, which means no outlay of funds for pretty doodads to grace display spaces. You have no display spaces. Your major financial outlay will go toward office equipment and market research expenses, and if you're like many moderns, you already have the most expensive piece of office equipment, a computer system. But let's take it from the top. The following is a breakdown of everything from heavy investment pieces to flyweight items you'll need to get up and running. 1 computer system with modem and printer. 2 a fax machine. 3 internet email service. 4 software. 5 market research and or trade leads. 6 phone. 7 voicemail or answering machine. 8 stationery and office supplies. 9 postage. You can add all kinds of goodies of varying degrees of necessity to this list. For example, a copier is a plus. It's also nice to have bona fide office furniture, a tweedy upholstered chair with lumbar support that swivels and rolls, gleaming file cabinets that lock, real oak bookshelves. But let's consider that you're starting from scratch. You can always set up your computer on your kitchen table or a card table in a corner of the bedroom. You can stash files in cardboard boxes. It's not glamorous, but it'll suffice until you get your business steaming ahead. Pricing yourself. As an international trader, you're an intermediary in the buying and selling, or importing and exporting, transactions. Therefore, you have to determine not just the price of the product but the price of your services as well. These two figures are separate yet interactive. Because you're a swimmer in the trade channel, the price of your services has to be added to the product price, and that can affect its competitiveness in the marketplace. Since the fee for your services will impact the success of the product, you may ultimately decide to change your pricing structure. You don't want to undercharge your client so that you can't cover your expenses and make a profit, but you don't want to overcharge and reduce the competitiveness of your company and the merchandise you represent. Import-export management companies use 2 basic methods to price their services: commission and retainer. Normally, you choose one method or the other based on how saleable you feel the product is. If you think it's an easy sell, you'll want to work on the commission method. If you feel it's going to be an upstream swim, difficult to sell, and require a lot of market research, you'll ask for a retainer. A third method is to purchase the product outright and sell it abroad. This is a common scenario when you're dealing with manufacturers who would rather use you as a distributor than as a representative. You'll still market the product under the manufacturer's name, but your income will come from the profit generated by sales rather than by commission. The commish. Import-export management companies usually operate on a commission basis of about 10%. These fees are based on the product cost from the manufacturer. Let's say you're working with English lawn chairs, which cost you $110 each. Here's what you do. First, take the price the manufacturer is charging for the product, $110. Now multiply $110 by 10%, which gives you a commission of $11 per chair. So your product price at this point is $121 per chair, $110 plus $11. To come up with the final price, you'll need to add other costs to this figure, any special marking or packaging, shipping, insurance, and any representative or distributor commissions that you'll pay to others in the trade channel, which we'll go over a little later. Once you've arrived at a final price, you'll check it against your competitors' prices. You did your market research, right? If your product's price is comparatively low, you can bump up your commission percentage. For now, however, you can see that for every chair you or your trade channelers sell, you'll get $11. If you sell 1,000 chairs, that's $11,000 for you. Biting the retainer. If the manufacturer can't discount her price sufficiently, or if you feel that the product will be a tough sell, you'll want to ask for a flat retainer, the monetary kind, not the dental appliance kind. You'll pass all the costs of market research along to the manufacturer. By taking a retainer, you guarantee yourself a set income rather than one tied by the commission to a problem product. To determine what your retainer should be, you'll need to consider 3 variables associated with the performance of your services. 1. Labor and materials or supplies. This usually includes your salary or estimated salary on an hourly basis plus the wages and benefits you pay any employees involved in the performance of the job. To determine labor costs, estimate the amount of time it will take to finish a job and multiply it by the hourly rate of your salary and that of any employees you might use. You can compute materials as a percentage of labor, but until you have records to use as a guide, you should use 2 to 6%. 2. Overhead. This variable comprises all the non-labor, indirect expenses required to operate your business. To determine your overhead rate, add up all your expenses for 1 year, except for labor and materials. Divide this figure by your total cost of labor and materials to determine your overhead rate. Or use a rate of 35% to 42% of your labor and materials. 3. Profit. And the result is, after all labor, materials, and overhead expenses are deducted, profit can be determined by applying a percentage profit factor to the combined costs of labor and materials and overhead. Operations. What you will be doing during your peak hours and beyond will depend upon how you've structured your services. Some traders act only as sales representatives, finding buyers and taking commissions, but steer clear of the shipping, documentation, and financing aspects of the deal. Others are happier offering a full line of services, buying directly from the manufacturer, and taking on all the responsibilities of transactions from shipping to marketing. These traders often specialize in either import or export and stick to the merchandise industry they know best. No matter how exotic you want to get, your most basic tasks will be obtaining merchandise, selling it, transporting it, and getting paid for it. The export path. Okay, exporter, you've found a buyer for your merchandise. You're a player. You're ready to roll. So now what do? Follow the export path. 1. Generate the pro forma invoice, give the importer a quote on your merchandise, negotiate if necessary. 2. Receive the letter of credit from your bank. 3. Fulfill terms of the letter of credit, have the merchandise manufactured if necessary, make shipping and insurance arrangements, pack the merchandise, and have the merchandise transported. 4. Collect shipping documents. 5. Present shipping documents to your bank. The import path. Okay, importer. You've found the merchandise you want to buy and then resell. You're a player. You're ready to roll. So now what do? Follow the import path. 1. Receive the pro forma invoice, the exporter's quote on the merchandise, negotiate if necessary. 2. Open a letter of credit at your bank. 3. Verify that the merchandise has been shipped. 4. Receive documents from the exporter. 5. See merchandise through customs. 6. Collect your merchandise. A day in the life. What does a trader's day look like? What does he do in between preparing pro forma invoices, requests for letters of credit and shipping documents? Here's a behind-the-scenes peek, the international trade consultant. 1 First hour, read statistics printed overnight by the computer to see if each representative agent has fulfilled his plans, and initiate changes if necessary. 2 Work on the internet for 1 to 2 hours to see what inquiries have come in, then answer them personally or forward them to past or present clients who may be interested. 3 Have a short meeting with colleagues to see if assistance is needed, then support them or troubleshoot. 4 Look at the day's newspapers to see whether there's any movement within my industry where I should act fast. 5 Take a coffee break. 6 Look at the mail and handle or forward items. 7 After lunch, take time to reflect on what has and what should have happened. 8 Discuss problems and/or opportunities for the future with prospects and/or business partners. 9 Look again at the email and the web for news and new opportunities. 10 At the end of the day, there should be about an hour to discuss again with colleagues how the day went and/or problems that came up. 11 1 or 2 evenings a week, attend business events or meetings with partners for discussion. Useful tips on import-export home-based business. Here are a few very useful tips and ideas to not only open your import-export business from the comfort of your house but also have it run successfully. 1. Set up a working schedule for yourself. Setting up a working schedule is very much crucial for your business. When you work from home, you will be tempted to take a lot of breaks, but that is never a good idea. Try to establish a working schedule that you can respect on a daily basis and take care of your working affairs during that time. By doing so, you will avoid chaotic activities and will reach more yield in the long run. Consider the time zones of your partners when you set up your schedule as well. 2. Have constant brainstorming sessions with your team. Even if your business is home-based, you probably have a team that you work with. And keeping in touch with your coworkers is essential for the development of your business. Establish 1 brainstorming session a week or once a month to see how you can improve your business. You can have these meetings online or by actually meeting together and set up a plan and new objectives for the near future. If you make these meetings part of your working ethics, you will win a lot of time. 3. Have an accountant. This might seem obvious, but as a beginner, it is also very tempting to neglect this aspect. If your transactions are not complex ones, you might even think that you don't need an accountant. But that would be a mistake, and it can cost you unnecessary expenses in the future. Let's face it, you can't take care of products, stocks, legal matters, find clients, and build a budget at the same time. And you shouldn't think to try that. You will save yourself a lot of work and stress if you designate a person in charge of all your business's finances. That way every time you need to invest you just contact your accountant and skips doing the entire math yourself. I think the above tips and techniques will be very much supportive to start an import-export business from home. Finally, last but not the least, if you are satisfied with this video, just share it with your friends and comment below. Your comment is very crucial for me. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Like, comment and share with your friends. I appreciated all your support. Enjoy your journey.